Now, Megyn Kelly reminded me, I was talking to her yesterday on her show. She is absolutely great, by the way. She does such a great show. And she reminded me of this wonderful clip of Drew Barrymore, who now has a talk show, talking to Kamala Harris.
We all need a mom. I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. Yeah. But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
Now, I happen to love Drew Barrymore. When I work out at the gym, she's always on the TV above me, and you don't hear the sound, but you can just see she kind of personifies. She's like all of Hollywood distilled into a single human being. She lives in a completely solipsistic, self-interested fantasy world, and she sells this to the women in her audience. In fact, over at the American Mind, a really good site, Peachy Keenan has collected all the reports of what a screaming witch Kamala Harris is. As opposed to being Mamala, she writes from the Daily Mail. She says, congressional sources told the Mail that Kamala would berate subordinates in expletive-laden tirades. This has been from a lot of sources. Then State Operation Director Kelly Melkenbacher slammed her boss, Kamala, saying, I have never seen an organization treat its staff so poorly. It's not a place where people feel supported, but a place where people feel treated like crap, one source said. A Biden administration official claimed Harris was responsible. It all starts at the top. In the Washington Post, multiple staffers who worked for Harris before she was vice president told the Washington Post in December 2021 how she'd reportedly refuse to prepare for public appearances and blame her aides when she then underperformed. One aide said, with Kamala, you have to put up with a constant amount of soul-destroying criticism and also her own lack of confidence, so you're constantly sort of propping up a bully, and it's not really clear why. But Drew Barrymore, this imagination meister, this person who wants to create the imagination of America, she wants Kamala to be Mamala and hug us and take care of us. But the problem is that Mama is Mia. She is MIA. She is missing in action. Here is Trump at his last press conference talking about that. Cut 20.
She hasn't done an interview. She can't do an interview. She's barely competent, and she can't do an interview. But I look forward to the debates because I think we have to set the record straight.
And this is absolutely true. She hasn't talked to anybody except until this, which pressured her into giving like a 70-second exchange with the reporters outside her plane. J.D. Vance had humiliated, I thought, the reporters by going over to where they were standing outside Air Force Two, Kamala, the vice president's plane, and kind of trolling them. This is that clip, cut 2.
I know you're covering the vice president here. I figured I'd come by and one, just give a good look at the plane, because hopefully it's going to be my plane in a few months, but I also thought you guys might get lonely because the vice president doesn't answer questions from reporters and hasn't for 17 days. Have they given you guys an explanation for why she won't take questions from reporters? No? Nobody? Okay, great. Well, I hope that she changes her mind because it'd be good for the American people, and I think it'd be good for you all if she actually ran a real campaign instead of one from a basement with a teleprompter. So have a good one, guys. See ya.
Well, I love about that is the reporters are humiliated. They won't talk to him. They won't answer him. They won't joke with him. They back up when he comes at them as if he's attacking them. It's really quite amazing that reporters who used to be very aggressive, used to be working class guys who would take down the power, have now become part of the power structure and are helping to create this Hollywood dream of who she is. So the result is this is a clip of women on the street being asked about Kamala. And you could do this to anybody in a way if you pick the people out. But this really matters. This really does reflect something. Just play this clip. It's cut 14 of a woman. I wish I could credit the person who it is. I do not know who this is, but she's asking people on the street about Kamala Harris.
So what do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so. I really like her.
Great representation. I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president.
Pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
I don't really know. Can you tell me some? Maybe I don't know what her policies are.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that you're super proud of?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them.
I can't really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
No, not any specific ones particularly, no.
So what do you like about her?
Just I think she's doing a good job.
What specifically do you like about her?
So if you don't follow politics, you are at the mercy of people creating imaginative images of the world in your head. And if you could probably find Trump supporters who would be like that too, who wouldn't know what Trump stood for. But the difference is this: go on the Trump website. Okay. If you go on the Trump website and his agenda is up there, you can see his agenda. He calls it, I think, Agenda 47. And if you press the different things he's talking about, a stronger defense and so on, it goes to a white paper of the Republican platform. So it's very, very detailed. And he can talk about it. He's talked about it with reporters. Here's clip 21.
A lot of my people, a lot of the MAGA, as they call them, but the base, and I think the base is 75% of the country, far beyond the Republican Party, because we're a party of common sense, and I'm a person of common sense. I want to have low taxes. I want to have strong borders. I want to have a strong military so that China and Russia, look, they've allowed China and Russia to do the impossible combined.
If you go to Kamala Harris's website, it's all about who she is, what she's like, a kind of blurry idea of what she's done in the past. And okay, so the politicians, clean up their image, but there's nothing about what she's proposing to do. And what she's been doing is she's been having anonymous sources within her campaign tell the press, oh, she's changed her mind about this. She's changed her mind about that. She's stopped being such a radical. She's not banning fracking anymore. She's not, defunding the police anymore. None of that is happening. But you don't find any clips of Kamala Harris saying that. She is not saying that at all. And if you look at her website, there's nothing there. You don't know what she stands for. You don't know who she is. You have fallen into the clutches of an imagination machine, which is why Hollywood supports her, and the news media, which has become Hollywood, also supports her. Man, I love that guy. If you love him, like and subscribe. And also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.